What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm Dajuan.
I'm Amaan, and shout out Alyssa behind the camera.
And today we're just going to talk about some of the things that happened last weekend in the boxing community. And then we're also going to break down some of our picks for UFC 300 coming up April 13th, I believe. So we're just going to get started with Isak Pitbull Cruz versus Romero, boxing match at 140 that happened last weekend. And what do you think, bro?
It was like, you know what? And I really thought Rolly had a chance. I really did. Because Isak, Pitbull was really, he's very, a one-dimensional fighter, right? He just comes at you. He literally fights like Ebro. He literally fights like Ebro. It's just he comes at you with the Mike Tyson, the high guard to your face, you weave in, and overhand. He's small. He's 5'5". No, he might be smaller. He's 5'2".
Something
because
like that.
I remember
because when they fought Tank,
Tank said that's the first time he fought someone that's smaller than him. Mm-hmm. So he might be 5'3". Because Tank is 5'5". So he just a bunch of looping punches. And I thought Rolly looked good in the beginning rounds. I thought after round one when he got hurt, I felt like Rolly looked kind of good rounds 2 or 3. But Rolly's chin also isn't great. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you can't be a bad defensive fighter and you can't have no chin. For example, right, Bud and Spence, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think neither of them are necessarily great defensive fighters, but both of them have a chin.
Good chins, yeah.
Right? You got to have a chin if you're not going to have great defense. He has no defense. He's slow. He has no jab as well. His jab was so slow. It looked like his jab got worse from the Tank fight.
Rolly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it looks like he doesn't have, the fundamentals that you need to win. Yeah. And when you go against somebody that's been... And Rolly started late. Yeah. I think he started when he was, 16. And when you're going against someone like Cruz, who's been boxing since they were young, it's going to be hard to beat them if you don't have simple fundamentals and skills to get past them. Yeah. I was just watching the fight. To me, it looked like Pitbull was faster.
Way faster.
He has a good chin, but it also looked like he wasn't scared of Rolly's power at all.
You know what? I disagree, right? I think Pitbull has, a great chin, yes. But I think Pitbull has a great poker face. A lot of boxing is mental, right? Mm-hmm. I can't let you know I'm hurt. I can't let you know. But Pitbull was feeling them punches. I felt like he has a really good poker face. Even against Tank, it looked like, nothing can hurt me. Bro, he was getting tagged. Rolly was landing some good shots. He was landing some good uppercuts on the inside. Rolly looked good compared to his last couple fights. I just think Rolly, I feel like he's just maybe not good enough to be a world champ at 140. Just 140 is really premier division, the 135. Mm-hmm. Because, he has the power, but just the skills.
I'm going to say this. I think him winning that belt also may have put him in, a spotlight and kind of shot him up too fast. I don't think he was... even the Tank fight was good, but I don't think he's ready for that.
But that's also because Tank fought him very, the way Tank fought him was very, cautious. Mm-hmm. And versus Isak Cruz just didn't care, right? But, even in the way he won the belt, it was BS. That's one of the worst stops I've ever seen. Yeah. I've ever seen. Because I thought he should have ran it back with Barroso immediately. Mm-hmm. Immediately, right? And I think that's why people are Isak Cruz fight Haney next. I'm like, bro, you need to fight Barroso because Barroso should be the champ right now, in my opinion. Then he just knocked out the other guy. What's his name? Ishe, whatever.
Barroso?
Yeah, he was the other he was the mandatory. That's a bunch. The WBA has a bunch of BS, but that should be the next fight in my opinion for them at least.
So that's what I was gonna ask you next. I was gonna ask you, what do you think is next for Pitbull Cruz?
Barroso deserves it. He deserves it. Barroso deserves it, and then maybe I like to see him versus Matias. I don't think him versus Matias would be a good fight. I have no interest in seeing him versus Haney versus Tio right now because, I think we're forgetting Isak is he's a good fighter, but he's not on that level.
Nah.
Devin it's just gonna be
he's gonna pick him apart.
But jab the shit out you, right, and keep you jab the shit out you.
I was gonna say even Cruz, he didn't want to fight Shakur, and Shakur and Devin, it's the same. And Shakur is southpaw, so that's gonna be even worse. Yeah. So
if I was Cruz, I will fight Barroso. Realistically, he's trying to do anything to get the Tank rematch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next. I was gonna say I don't want to see a Tank rematch.
I don't.
I think right now he has like a better argument for it. Because remember in the summer he was trying to get it and then he didn't look good at all. Yeah. But I mean now since he's the champ and he did have a good performance, I think he has a better argument towards it. But at the same time, it's like nobody wants to see that.
No one wants to see that. Shit.
Not at all. Yeah. All right, next Fundora versus Tsyzu. What you think?
Yeah, Tsyzu has like his corner is like you know who Stitch Duran is?
Yeah.
So he had a TikTok and he was saying how like it's like a vein in your forehead, like you know, like the middle vein in your forehead. That like once it gets cut, it's not gonna stop bleeding. Like it's nothing you can do to stop it. He was saying the fight should have been stopped early. It should have been stopped immediately because then they would have stopped the fight. He's still a champ, you know. Because once you get to the fifth, you gotta stop it before the fourth or fifth round. Then they can actually come to a decision.
Okay.
They should have stopped the fight in the second or third immediately. And maybe let him see how he looks, because obviously Zoo looked good. He had a broken nose. Fundora had a broken nose. Mouth was bleeding. Mouth was cut. You know, because Zoo was running the right hand, but he couldn't really see. It was night and day. You can see how he was coming before and after. And you know, I just felt like it's bad cornering.
Yeah, for the people watching, Tsyzu versus Sebastian Fundora was a very bloody fight. Probably one of the bloodiest fights I've ever seen in a boxing match.
It ain't for the people that don't like blood.
If you don't like blood, I wouldn't say watch it. It was super bloody. At the same time, though, it was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
It was a good fight. None of those dudes backed down. Shout out to them, man. There's some warriors, because Sebastian, his nose was broken, and then Tim had a really bad cut. I think that cut changed the whole fight.
It did. He couldn't see. It was blood all over his face.
He caught an elbow clean. It was like accidental.
Yeah. So Fundora is 6'6". Yeah. And he fights out 154 pounds, which is ridiculous. But Tsyzu knocked down, like ducked down, ran into his elbow, cut him like right here on top of the head, right here.
And then from there on, it just never stopped the whole fight.
Yeah. They did nothing to stop it. Like
nothing. And it was like, I don't know if it's his corner or if it's just really nothing you could really do.
It was nothing you could do to stop it. That's why they were saying you should have stopped the
fight.
Once that happens, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
And then shout out Fundora too. He's coming off a nasty knockout loss. It was an upset, knockdown cold.
Bad. It was like, honestly, it was so bad that I really thought he had no chance coming in this fight.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think the cut changed everything for the fight, but it's not really his fault. And I think he did what he had to do to handle business.
The odds was like Fundora like plus like 1,000. It was something crazy. Yeah. It was something crazy. Like,
also though, shout out to Tsyzu for saving the card.
He's a warrior.
He saved the card because he took on Fundora, who's 6'6". Is he southpaw? Not right.
No, I'm not sure.
But he took on somebody that's kind of dangerous on like 2 weeks' notice, or some even short, maybe shorter than that. But yeah, shout out to Tsyzu, man. He was supposed to fight Keith Thurman, but I think Keith Thurman may have got injured.
Hurt his bicep.
Yeah, he couldn't fight, so took a short minute notice fight, and you know, things happen. But I really think that he deserves a rematch, just because I think the cut changed everything with the fight.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tsyzu, I like him. He's a good fighter. Yeah. I'm a fan now.
Yeah. I think that'll be the right thing to do.
Yeah, right. But then also, so at 154. Fundora, now that he's a champ, he can also fight Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, or he can rematch with Tsyzu. What do you think? I know what you're going to say, but tell the people what you think should happen.
Okay, all right. All disclaimer, right? Okay, I'm going to put my bias aside, right? Because I'm a very big Errol Spence fan, right? I'm going to put my bias aside. If I'm Fundora, I guess rematching Zoo is the correct thing to do. It's the proper thing to do. But, hey man, you fight Errol, man. You get the bag, man. That money changed your life. Right. You know, and Crawford, no, don't fight Crawford. Because he's gonna and I know 6'6" is your biggest advantage, but Crawford is the best fighter.
Yeah, bro. Crawford, he's a different animal.
And that's why, I know Errol came to the ring and he was like, "Yo, I want it next." Like, you know, da. Crawford's on Twitter like, you know, like he's a WBO mandatory, so he is the mandatory. Mm-hmm. But he's like, yeah, you know, I'm the mandatory, I'm the this, I'm the that, and I'm like, I'll drop the belt. I'll drop the belt. Because you're going to fight Crawford. You're not going to make any money. Like, the fight's not going to sell. It's not going to sell.
You don't think so?
No, it's not going to sell. When has any of Crawford's fights sold besides Spence?
That's a good point.
You feel me? Crawford is not a draw. And I don't understand why. Maybe, I don't know. But Crawford's just not a draw compared to Errol Spence. And also, I feel like you fight Spence, right? It's a bigger fight. It's Spence in a new weight class. And I know Spence got... I don't even like talking about the fight, bro. Like, all right, off topic. So, I had a bunch of people over, right? Watching the Spence versus Crawford fight, right? So, Dajuan was over there, too. So, after the first knockdown, I was like, all right, like, fighters get knocked out. It is what it is. Let's go. Man. Like, bro, I was in silence for, one of my friends from home, he's a boxer. He's named Dwight. Dwight Fleming, you should check him out. He was like, yeah, like, you know, I knew it was over, da da da. I'm in silence. Like, I'm like panicking. Like, I'm watching the fight. I'm like, no. Like, I'm like, yo, just stop it, bro, please. Like, at least don't get knocked out cold. But, you know, so some people say, like, oh, Spence's a really big guy. So they're saying, oh, he should have moved up to 154.
Should have been at 154.
He should have been moved up to 154. He was weight drained. But, you know, fight's a fight. But, yeah, I think the Spence fight would be bigger, comeback fight. You know, Spence is a bigger name. You know, even though he just came off a loss. You know, people come off a losses and still do well. So, you know, what do you think?
In my opinion, I think, like, honestly, Bud should get the opportunity just because he's the mandatory and he still has some of the leverage right now. But I also think, like you said, if you want to maximize your money and just make a bigger fight overall, and I think it'll be in Dallas, too.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta go Spence. But at the same time, I've been seeing stuff. PBC, which is the promotion, they don't like Bud, bro.
Well, Bud just...
I think they're going to make Fundora drop the belt so he doesn't have to fight him, and then it'll kind of leave Bud like the odd man out.
Let me find a tweet from his promoter, what his promoter said.
And then on the other hand, I would like to see Spence maybe fight someone else just to see how he looks in this weight class because he also hasn't fought in a while. He's coming off a loss. And, I mean, I respect him, though, because he doesn't do tune-up fights.
No tune-ups, big fish.
A tune-up is basically a fight that you get before your main fight just to, you know, test your skills, try new things, see how you look. I think Spence should do that before maybe jumping in. But at the same time, I don't know. He might come in and shock everybody, so we got to see. But
okay, so all right, promoter Samson Lekowitz. This is from Jay Calderon Boxing, right? It's a promoter Samson Lekowitz is that's Fundora's promoter confirms that there was a verbal rematch for Fundora and Tsyzu, but says Fundora versus Spence will happen first before that rematch, and they will not fight WBO mandatory Crawford, meaning they will vacate the title. But then he changed his tune a little bit later, saying that like because of the verbal, you know, deal they made, the fight Tsyzu next. So I don't know.
Yeah, I keep seeing things. 1 minute they're saying they're probably going to vacate, and then another thing, Fundora saying he actually wants to fight Crawford.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it could go wrong with either choice. I think, once again, you want to make money, fight Spence. If you want the legacy to fight the best boxer in the world, you fight Bud. So, I mean, I don't think Fundora... Or you could either rematch Tsyzu again. I think that'll also be a good fight.
With Mel Charlo doing, I don't know what hit. I know he just got arrested again for like fighting a cousin. I don't know, but because he was undisputed, but he got stripped of everything, you know. But yeah, if I'm, why is no one talking about? Well, just do the rematch for Bud and Spence at 154. Like,
yeah,
that's in the meanwhile. Like,
seeing that.
Just do that. Why not do that? Like, I'm saying, everybody have him fight Tsyzu, right? Because that's gonna be for the WBC and WBO, right? I don't know who has a WBA right now at 154, but I know the IBF. It's a fight for the IBF right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just do Spence versus Bud for a rematch at 154. That
they maybe make it like a collision course. Let one person get belts, and then
the winner. You know, because the rumor was, and I'm not trying to call Crawford a duck, but they were saying that Crawford didn't necessarily want a rematch Spence because of it was a rematch clause, but it was to be Crawford could decide to wait. So Spence was trying to get the rematch at 154, but Crawford just didn't want to fight again. He wanted to move on. So Crawford was like I could still do 147. Mm-hmm. So he was saying yo, let's fight at 147, knowing Spence wouldn't accept it. And Spence had to get the eye surgery, LASIK, I think. I don't know what he got, but cataracts or something.
Cataracts.
Yeah. And then I guess it's like a certain time to have a rematch. I think the rematch had to happen by December, and then it just wasn't going to happen by then.
Yeah.
But I don't know why Bud made it look easy, so I don't know why he wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe he thinks that Spence might have a better chance at 154. I don't get it.
Yeah, we'll see. Speaking of Spence, we got Spence Jr. and his trainer Derrick James splitting. Yeah,
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, bro. I thought that was very interesting. When I first seen it, didn't really know why, and I also didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
But I was able to learn that I think the main reason was because Derrick James Jr. may have wanted a piece of Spence's pay-per-view money, and I think usually trainers, I'm pretty sure trainers do get it, but I think Spence may have only given him like the guaranteed purse.
Yeah, I don't know if any trainers getting pay-per-view points is kind of crazy.
I think it is too, because the fighters got the guaranteed purse, but a lot of their money is from pay-per-view.
And just basically, on combat sports, when you make a certain so how boxing works is you get purses, right? So it'll be say me and Dajuan's fighting, right? It might be if I'm the champ, I might get 60-40, right? If I'm a bigger draw, I might get 70-30, stuff like that, right? But so then say if it's 70-30 out of 100 mil, so I'll get 60% of it, he'll get 40% of it, stuff like that. But then some of that money you got to go to trainers, training camp fee, trainers, managers, stuff like that. But pay-per-view points, that's so fighters get paid more off of how well the pay-per-view does.
Yeah, how they promote the fight, posting on Instagram, making crazy videos and stuff.
Yeah, so the better the pay-per-view sells, the more money you get as well.
Right.
And I don't know, bro.
In my opinion, I don't think Spence is wrong, bro. I think when a fighter is earning pay-per-view, I think that's for them. They have the guarantee split, but they're fighting at the end. They could lose their life in the ring. So, any type of security
Derrick James not selling shit.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not selling nothing. You are not the fighter. You are not what? The only trainer that
I think he was suing him, though. I think he's suing Spence.
No way. They keep this shit out of the wraps. So they keep it real on the wraps. But you not selling nothing. Pay-per-view points is crazy. And then, bro, what was the game plan for Bud? Let's break this down. Going into the fight, right? So Errol Spence fights everybody the same. He's going to establish the jab. He's going to hit you with looping shots, right? Overhands, da-da-da. He's going to break you down systematically because Spence has great cardio. He's going to throw a bunch of punches, break you down. You're going to quit or your body going to be beat up or your eye going to be broke because of the jab, da-da-da. So, going into the fight, right, I was yeah, Spence going to win. Then I started seeing some highlights of Bud. I'm well, Bud is faster. But then I'm okay, well, Spence, Spence hits hard, da-da-da. Then I'm well, Spence not dropping people like Bud is. Bud one dropping, one punch, dropping people.
Yeah.
I'm okay, so then Bud is hit harder. But then I'm well, Bud has a better chin. That's what I kind of sell myself on. Okay, Bud has a better chin, da-da-da. Spence has a better chin, but everything that I feared happened. Bud was faster. Bud hit harder. Spence could have taken it. And once Bud established his jab, because whenever Spence jabbed, Bud would
fight. I realized the fight was over when they kind of got into a little scuffle and Bud just pushed them off.
Yeah, stronger too. And honestly, I felt like Derrick James' game plan, you can see in the corner, after a while, it was just come on. You're not telling him what to do. It's just you had no adjustments. He had no adjustments to Bud adjustments. And then whenever Spence would work the body, time the uppercut, It was a bad game plan.
Bad matchup.
And I think it's a path to victory from Spence. I just think the game plan wasn't good.
Yeah.
You know. But I think it's sad. I think Spence and James are one of the more well-known trained fighter duos. You have, Bomac and Bud. Freddie and Manny. Like
Haney and his pops.
Well-known in all of boxing, really. Well-known, boxer trainer duo. So, it's sad, but...
Bro, also, though, not to cut you off, Derrick James low-key been going through it.
Oh, okay.
Charlos... bro, didn't somebody else, one of his other fighters, lose?
Well, he still has Frank.
He still got Frank,
but
I think he's with Joshua too.
Well, Joshua left. He left.
Okay, shoot, Ryan probably gonna lose to Devin.
I don't know. Ryan looked good in the training.
Stop, bro.
I don't know, but yeah, it's sad. Best of luck to Spence. I'm with team man down, big shark. No tune-ups. We want all the smoke. We're going up to 154. We're getting everything back. Everything we lost, we're getting it back. Best of luck to Derrick James as well. Everything Spence lost, we're getting it back. You heard? Everything. But I don't want to read. I'm not going to say that because...
Chill, bro. All right. So with our last few minutes, we're just going to get into UFC 300 coming up April 13th, I believe.
Yeah.
We're just going to break down some of the fights. Probably card of the year.
Show some love.
It's going to show some love to the MMA guys, man. It's going to be a good card.
Yeah, this card is crazy because...
Bro, you might have to start from, the early prelims. Bro.
The early prelims. I'm a big UFC fan.
It's crazy early, y'all.
First fight, Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. It's crazy. Cody don't got no chin. I love Cody. He has no chin. Davison Figueiredo is going to knock out.
I'm not too familiar with these guys, but
you remember the?
I'm gonna go with what he says.
Remember the flyweight champ that was putting everybody out, like 2020, 2021.
Maybe I got into MMA kind of late, so but still kind of learning.
Figueiredo's the truth. He's the truth.
Okay.
We got Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Bobby Green should win. Jim Miller. This is just because he's been on UFC 100, 200, and then now 300. So Jim Miller's a veteran. I think he has the most wins in UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has 37 wins, 17 losses. So, Then you have Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. Jessica Andrade should win. I don't know. Marina Rodriguez, I'm not too familiar with that fight, but I don't know. Then you have Jalin Turner versus Renato Marciano. Probably, I don't know. Turner's a big guy.
Yeah, I've seen some things about Jalin Turner.
He's really big good for 155, so Turner should, pull it out. Then we get to the prelims. We got some fights. Sodiq Yusuff versus Diego Lopez. I really like Sodiq Yusuff. I'm a fan of Yusuff. Diego Lopez coming off a really good showing. I think Yusuff, I would pick Sodiq Yusuff, but that's also me being biased. I know Diego Lopez is the bigger guy, more rangier guy, more range. I don't know. Toss up in the air. Then you have the crazy fight, Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison's first fight in the UFC. Holly Holm, everybody know who Holly Holm is, head kicking Ronda Rousey. But, since then, career been up and down. But Kayla Harrison also is a very big, she's very big. In PFL, she was 155. She probably walks around 160. She's big. Now, she's cut down to 135? I don't know. I don't know. Kayla Harrison would win. I feel like I would be a lock. Kayla Harrison has the lock if she wasn't cutting so much weight. I guess she had to cut the weight cut looks on her at first, but I don't know. We'll see. And then next fight, my boy Aljo's back.
Yeah, I got Aljo.
Fighting Calvin Kattar from Cater. Aljo, Aljo's a big guy too. He should have been at 145.
Yeah, I was about to say he moved up, right?
Yeah, after losing to O'Malley. He's a
featherweight.
135 is that
bad? He's at 35 or 45. If he's at 45, then that's featherweight.
45. Yeah, he's at featherweight. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I like Aljo versus Cater. I like Aljo.
It's a good fight.
And then we got Yuri versus Alexander Rakic. Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri.
I'm going with Yuri.
Yuri on the prelim is kind of.
I think I saw that they might change him for the.
Nah, you kind of got to put him on.
You kind of got to change him for.
All right.
Bo Nickel.
Let's get into it.
So then we got Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage. And Bo Nickel's good. He's a wrestler. He has power. He can box. He's a young guy. They're trying to make him a star.
Yeah,
you know,
he's stopping everybody.
But
right
mind you, right? So out of those fights, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are 5. It's 5 former champions on the prelims and early prelims. Bo Nickel has 5 fights. He's 5-0, and he's on the main card. MMA fans are happy about that, but I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, nah.
Bo Nickel should win.
Bo Nickel definitely,
yeah. Lock. He's a lock. You got Charles Dubrox Oliveira versus Amaan. Oh man, I was gonna get his name. Sarsukian. I think I got it. Oh, that's a good fight.
That's a great fight.
You saw his last fight against Benil?
Nah, I don't think so. Oh wait, Charles?
No, Armin.
Nah. I didn't get to see it.
Armin had a great showing against Benil, but Charles' last fight was against Benil too. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a change up for guard because Armin is 27, Charles is 34. Armin's 5'6", Charles 5'8", both 155. Charles with longer reach, but Armin's a really good wrestler, has good power. But, you know, Charles is Charles.
Charles is nasty. He has a great, probably the best jiu-jitsu I've ever seen in my life. He got power, and he's just a dog. Like, he's just going to keep getting hit. He'll get up. Like, it doesn't matter. He's going to find a way.
Yeah. He's going to find a way.
I got Charles. And then this fight scares me. We got Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway.
Ooh. I don't like this fight for Max.
I don't either. I think it's a dangerous matchup because Max is moving up, and he's also fighting against somebody in that weight class that's chasing the title. He's kind of on the end of his career, and I think he really wants to finish off with a title shot. And he has power, man. Gaethje's dangerous.
Max don't have power. Max don't hit. Max don't. He's not gonna put you down. Mm-mm. It's kind of like Spence was. I might cut you up. I might hurt you, but I'm not gonna put you down.
He's fast and he's accurate, and like that could also be dangerous too. Because if you keep getting hit throughout the fight,
yeah, that adds up, accumulated damage.
But I don't know. This new Gaethje's looking dangerous.
Gaethje hits way too hard,
and he kicks hard.
Hard as shit.
All right, that's 2.
Yeah, so Gaethje. I'll go
Gaethje.
Weili Zhang versus Yan.
It's another good fight.
Xiaonan. It's the first Chinese versus Chinese fight in UFC history. Also, women. It's a women's strawweight. Weili Zhang is really good. Her only loss was she only got 2 losses. Well, she got 3 losses, but I think one was for the UFC. And she lost to Rose twice. The first fight was a fluke, the head kick. The second fight, I felt like she won, but whatever. I like Weili Zhang in that fight. And then you got my guy, Polton, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. Jamal's been talking crazy.
I really don't want to see Jamal lose, but because I like Jamal Hill, but I think I'm gonna go Alex Pereira.
Jamal's too wild. Like Jamal, that ass fights like looping, a lot of looping overhands, but he has good combos and stuff. But that's not gonna. You have to be very tight and very
gotta have it. I mean, he has a good chin, right?
Yeah, but I just don't see him fighting Alex. I think Alex is hits too hard, too accurate.
And Jamal's been out for some time, right?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
He's been out for a while.
Yeah.
So
and Alex is gonna be motivated because remember, Glover, and,
right.
like also like anime, like student teacher. So who Glover Teixeira is like Alex's like close friend, like kind of like he got him. Alex was a kickboxer. Like he got Alex into MMA.
Almost, yeah.
It's like Kakashi and like Naruto. Like you get what I mean? Like I don't watch Naruto. Okay, well like it's like student and mentor. And Jamal Hill beat his mentor. Mm. Oh, I wish you watched Naruto because it's literally like Pain versus like you know what I mean. It's like Pain versus Naruto. But Jamal Hill, I like Jamal Hill. He has power in both hands. He can wrestle, but he's on social media like, I'm not wrestling. I'm gonna knock him out on the feet. Y'all gonna see. Da da da. I'm like, no, like. Win. Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
Win the fight.
Win that fight. You gotta be careful.
Do what you gotta do to win. I'm not, so.
Pereira's no joke. That's the same dude that knocked out Izzy. He beat Izzy what, like
three times? 3-1, yeah. And he has power and he just hits so hard.
Like, you got to be careful messing with him.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll pick Alex. I think it's a tough fight, but because Alex's chin is crazy. But Alex moved up from 185 to 205, and his chin at 205 is way better because Yuri hit him with some. Like, he hit him with
cut that weight.
Yeah, you don't got to cut as much weight, and his chin was better. So I go Alex.
I'm gonna go Alex.
I like Jamal, but yeah, I'm gonna go Alex. And so Saturday, April 13th, UFC 300. The main card starts at 10, but trust me, guys, early prelim starts at 6. If we have something to do on April 13th, clear it.
Cancel it.
Cancel the plans.
Listen.
Date night, baby girl, you gotta understand. It's UFC 300. I'm with the guys. Like, you feel me? You got plans with your family. Family first. Maybe put the fight on your phone. You feel me?
Listen,
you might have to put the fight on your phone.
Whatever y'all got going on, make sure you have that phone up, have the streams up, because you're not going to want to miss this one.
At all. So 6, man, we going from 6 to and I think it's 3 5-round fights on the main card. So you going from 6 to 1 a.m. You going strong. 6 p.m., 1 a.m. Ready. Unless it's behind the camera, you may not watch UFC, tune in, bro. I can't lie. It's a great card. But, anything else to add?
I'm just excited, man. Combat sports is looking good. I think it's going to be a great year for boxing, UFC, and I just can't wait to talk about it with y'all.
Oh, yeah. And next episode, we'll be covering... So by the time we have our next episode, we'll be reviewing UFC 300 and...
I think Haney versus Garcia.
So our next episode, we'll probably review UFC 300 and then preview it. But, that was today's episode. Once again, I'm Amaan.
I'm Dajuan.
Shout out Alyssa, shout out Dr. G, and we'll be with you guys in a few weeks.
Yep, take care.